Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Immigration is now seen as the single most important issue facing Britain and the British people for nearly 10 years. In fact, since around the time of the referendum and slightly before, when it was on everybody's mind at that time. This is as a result of a poll from Ipsos Mori. Now, I know Ipsos Mori, but I think on this occasion I will believe them. I don't think the SNP are paying for this particular poll. According to Ipsos, the concerns about the NHS and the economy have receded into second and third place, with immigration now leading the pack. And so it goes to show that the public are deeply concerned and that the government is not addressing the issues that matter most to the people of Britain. And indeed, not just not addressing it, they're actively suppressing it, and they are actively jailing people who speak out against it, speaking out against mass, uncontrolled, unvetted, unpoliced immigration from countries that are safe countries, such as France, by people we do not know. We don't know their histories. We don't know what they've done, if they're criminals or not, anything. And this invasion happens under the government's watch, and they could stop it but choose not to. And then they blame people who object or raise the issue and mark them as far right, rather than concerned citizens who don't want children to have their throats slashed. But that, of course, is the way of the world, and it's the way of the Labour Party. 75% of supporters of Reform UK listed immigration as their top priority. 62% of Conservative voters, 45% of those who work in manual labour jobs, and 43% of people aged 65 or above. This goes to show that it's basically normal working people who are concerned about it. The elites aren't, but then the elites aren't living where these invaders come and spend their time. They aren't living in the ghettos. They aren't living in the poorer areas of society. They're okay in their gated communities in Oxfordshire, Berkshire and Surrey. Nowhere near where the trouble is. Nowhere near all the Labour Party constituencies, which is where all the riots occur, of course. And then Labour call these people far-right rioters. You know, they're not. They're Labour voters, predominantly. The survey, which questioned over 1,000 adults between the 7th and 13th of August, came in the immediate aftermath of the widespread anti-mass immigration protests. And this was all kicked off, of course, by the slitting of children's throats by the son of a Rwandan immigrant who himself would still be considered first-generation Rwandan. Commenting on the findings, Mike Clements at Ipsos said, "The impact of the recent riots across the UK is clear in this month's data. Immigration has returned as the top issue for the country for the first time since the referendum, while the level of concern about crime and race relations has also surged in recent days. Concern," he said, "about the NHS has fallen a little since its election high point, and it remains a significant issue for the country alongside the economy and inflation." He says there are clear differences in priorities by age and party support, and that's always going to be the way. The trouble is, of course, the liberal elites, and by that I mean liberal with a small L, they don't care, because they don't care about the people of Britain. As long as they're okay, Jack, as long as they're removed from the issues, removed from the problems, they don't live in these areas. They don't see the issues on the ground. They don't see the increased crime. They don't see the increased tension in communities. They don't see the hatred building. They don't see the boiling water in this country. There is a pressure cooker, and it is heating up, and it will blow unless something is done. And not only done, seen to be done. Action must be taken. The boats could be stopped tomorrow. So you have to say, if Labour aren't stopping the boats, it's because Labour want the boats to continue coming. I could stop the boats tomorrow. Anyone who wanted to stop the boats could stop the boats tomorrow. There are many, many ways. And it wouldn't be that expensive. And once you've stopped them coming, you take the ones that are here and you say, right, no more freebies. You're on your own. We can return you to France where you'll get something for nothing, but you get nothing here. No more housing, no more healthcare, no more money, nothing. And it isn't it isn't inhumane, is what I'm saying, because these people are not generally asylum seekers. They're immigrants that are coming here for financial reasons. If they were really coming and they were scared, they'd be glad to get to the first safe country and stay there. But they're not. They're getting through safe country to safe country to safe country to safe country to come here because soft touch governments think that we, the British taxpayer, have got infinite money to hand out to these people who have benefited nothing to this society and who hate us, who hate our history, our culture, our heritage, who hate our ways, who hate our laws, who hate our very being. And luckily for them, they are continuing to come and will eventually replace us, which is exactly what this government seems to want. We must reject at every opportunity, at every vote from now on. We've seen what the Labour Party are. Traitors, one and all. Every single one of them is a traitor. There'll be ones that will sit there and go, well, I didn't like this and I didn't want that. I don't hear them standing up and saying no. I don't see them leaving the party. And if they're not rejecting their party's policies and they're not leaving the party, they are compliant and they are complicit. And they need to be voted out as well. And there can be no forgiveness. Every opportunity. We've got by-elections. We've got council elections. Every opportunity. Vote, vote, vote. Protest. Don't riot. They can't deal with protest. They can deal with riots. The police can't handle peace. If you get violent, they know what to do. If you're peaceable, they're at a loss. Gandhi knew that. And that's why Gandhi won. And we can win if we follow the same rules. So, always remember, Labour are working against us, not for us. Labour are traitors. Labour want us to go. They want to destroy this nation slowly, one piece at a time, and remove our ability to protest, to gainsay, to argue, to even complain is now treason in the eyes of Labour. Well, I ain't bending the knee. Thank you very much. Let me know what you think. Speak soon. Goodbye.